no, this one's
Like,
tough.
like Magic versus Cavs. Like Orlando took the step. I don't even know where to start with this one, man. You know, it could be a whole new world or a whole new arena. It is what it is. The Disney references can go on and on and on. It might be a magic carpet ride for them, and Cavs may just be trying to figure it out. Hey, I'm Paolo when you're now watching the Disney. It's just something I'm just saying. The Orlando jokes can go on and on. But shout out to RBO Vaughn. You got to pick this one. And I'm going to start with you, Dave. It's another Florida team.
Woo.
My little brothers.
Oh man.
And I don't say that disrespectfully.
Yeah, right. I ain't gonna take it that way.
I don't say that disrespectfully. Tay might take that disrespectfully though, because maybe he tried to call us little cousins or something like that, so he might. But I say this to say that I'm actually rooting for the Orlando Magic in this series. I like, for one, I'm a Paolo fan. You know, he came from Duke, so I want him to do well. But I like how this team plays. They play with a lot of grit. They're a really good defensive team. I'm going with the Magic. I think the Magic win this game, win this series in the first round. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 7, but I'm going with the Magic in 6. I think Paolo is going to show something that we haven't seen on a consistent basis almost all year. I think he definitely has an opportunity to go for like 25, 26, 27 in the series. Along with Franz, you know, being able to help him out in this series, and a bunch of other things that'll carry out. I think Jalen Suggs is going to help out defensively tremendously. I like this team. I think they have a really good chance to be a Cavs team that was at one point the number 2 seed in the East. Now, I know they got Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland and Jonathan Allen, who's one of the best defensive centers in the league. And we know what Donovan Mitchell can do when he's hot. So I think this is definitely, like you said, it's a tough series to pick, but I think the Magic win the series.
Joe?
It's funny because Tibbs called out the Cavs and said the Cavs tanked to not get the number 2 seed. So they can avoid like Philly or Miami. They said they tanked the number 2 seed to get Orlando. So I don't know how Orlando feel about that. But I'm going with Orlando in 6. The only thing that worries me about Orlando is their experience. But Bickerstaff, I mean, he disappointed me last year when they played the Knicks. He really did. I mean, that team was terrible last year against the Knicks. I believe Paolo will be the best player in the series. I think that. I don't think Spider going to have a good, efficient series. I think Orlando defensively going to be hounding Donovan Mitchell. I think the key factors for the Cavaliers is Darius Garland. I mean, what is he going to bring to the table? Because last year, I mean, he underperformed what he usually does in the playoffs last year. He didn't play horrible. He had some horrible moments in games, but he didn't play horrible like the whole series. But he was just average. He wasn't in playoff mode, if that makes sense, right? Like I saw Darius Garland in the playing game. He played awesome. I thought he was going to play great against the Knicks last year. Last year, he was just average. So they're going to need some big games out of him. And the one guy from the Cavs I'm really looking for is Evan Mobley. Like, if they're going to win, he has to be better. Last year, he was not good. And excuses were he was a rookie, because the Knicks are a physical team, right? And that's why he wasn't good. Guess what? Orlando is also a physical team. Orlando ain't no three-point shooting finesse team. Orlando was trying to get gritty. Orlando was trying to get to the paint. Orlando trying to draw a foul, get to the free throw line. And defensively, they are hounding you. They're one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. So, especially with Suggs, Suggs going to be on Mitchell line all series. So, I'm going with Orlando in 6, but if it go to 7, it might be tricky for Orlando because of that inexperience, you know what I mean? And the Cavaliers playing at home, but I'm going to go with them in 6.
JMO?
Yeah, man. The Cavs team is tricky, bro, because, Donovan Mitchell, I mean, he's Donovan Mitchell, but he hasn't really. I guess last year he did not look like himself in the playoffs. It was a gritty, physical series. So the percentages and the field goal attempts and everything will throw you off. But if you watched it, it's like, Donovan Mitchell has one of the highest points per game in the playoffs in NBA history. Like he averages like 28 for his career in the playoffs. That's like top 10. And I just don't think that him and Darius Garland is gonna work. Joey, when you said to get Darius Garland ball out in the playing game against the Nets, guess who wasn't there? Donovan Mitchell. He wasn't there yet. Darius Garland was an all-star that year, averaged 21 and 10 that year. And then Donovan Mitchell come over, what do you average now? 16 and 6? He just went downhill. So I don't think they can coexist. It's bad enough neither of them plays defense, but now they can't even be the best version on offense of themselves with each other. So I don't know what I'm going to get. Like, I just feel like you're not going to get both of them every game. You're going to get one each game. That's the way I look at it. It's very rare that I see them coexist and they both play great. The one person I do think can be an X factor for the Cavs is Karis LeVert. I do think Karis LeVert can provide some offense off the bench and create some buckets for others. I'm looking for Niang to come in and knock down some threes. I love Niang, bro. He plays hard. He plays hard. He's undersized. He don't back down. He'll knock down the tray ball. I love Niang. But with that being said, man, I think I'm going with Orlando as well. If Orlando wins this series, this season is a major, major W for Orlando. If they win a playoff series, it's a major W. I think Paolo's going to dominate the ball this series. Like he's been doing second half of the season, a lot of games I watch. His assists, his rebounds have gone up because he got the ball in his hand. And I think he can do that. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are long arms, very long players, but Paolo got more bricks in his back pocket. I think Paolo should get his bully ball on. I think he should get in that mid post. If they don't send no doubles, he can hit that midi over whoever because he's 6'10", or he can get to the cup on whoever because he's strong. And Orlando need to knock down their open shots. And yeah, man, they're a physical team. They struggled with the Knicks last year, and Orlando is a bigger team. Not only are they also physical, but they're bigger. I think their shortest player is who? Cole Anthony?
Yeah.
He come off the bench.
Only small player.
Yeah, because Markel Fultz's small, but he's 6'4" with long arms, 6'9" wingspan or something like that. So I'm going with Orlando as well. Paolo, show me something.
I feel y'all, Lord. And going with that, y'all already know what I'm about to say, man. France want, whatever. You know. Yeah, I already know, man. You got France. Hey, man, shout out to KG and just how you pronounce words, man. Equiflet. But anyway, we got France, Bobo, Wendell, Paolo, Jalen Suggs, and they all looking like they're ready to prove something. Meanwhile, you go up to Cleveland, and I'm still upset about what the owner had to say to LeBron when he left. So for that, y'all know the color purple, man. I wish no good on you until you do right by me. I mean, he did get the one ring when LeBron came back, but after that, I still think he mad LeBron left again. So I'm going with Orlando in 6. I wanted to say, oh yeah, Bobo is with the Suns, you right. But his presence is there. Thank you. His presence is there because the way they play down in the paint. But these young boys can play defense. They can score with you. I want to say 7 because I feel like Orlando got to get their footing just a little bit because they are fresh. This playoff environment is different. Mm-hmm. But I think they're going to figure that out in game 1 and probably about half time. They're going to be like, all right, bro, this is serious. We need to lock in. And then it's over after that. Now, if Darius Garland and Spider find a way to coexist, as you would say, J-Mo, it could get ugly. Because now that's a mean 1-2 punch. And then you got Karis LeVert coming off the bench. Evan Mobley is going to be needed. Good point, Joe. Because Jared Allen can't go up against just France by itself. That's just a lot. And France can go out and shoot. So it's just gonna be one of those things where you got to slow down Paolo. But Orlando in 6. And Bickerstaff, for me, I call him the lesser evil twin of Wes Unseld. But you got to figure out a way, man. JB, you got to figure out a way. You have too talented of a team for y'all to look like this at times. Like, make it happen.
Yeah, man. Orlando got different pieces they can play around. Like I think Jonathan Isaac gonna have a key piece of the series with Evan Mobley. Like I think Evan Mobley gonna struggle, man.
They gonna put Isaac on Mitchell. Watch when Jalen Suggs go to the bench, they gonna put Isaac on him.
Man, and then Evan Mobley, they're gonna put him on. Evan Mobley about to get canceled out by Isaac. I'm sorry, and Evan Mobley they're gonna probably try to put him on Paolo, and like. Mm-hmm.
But another
Hey,
weapon
man.
too, though, is Max Struss too. Yeah, I think he came off that Heat team. He's been in these moments. So
That's
is
true.
Yeah.
he gonna be
He is
able to
battle
play
tested
some?
for the playoffs, but he's
Yeah.
also the fourth best player.
He also hit and missed too. He
Dave know.
last year when he was with us, he showed up in a couple of games, but other than that, he wasn't really there.
That's what
Yeah,
he is.
So
That's
he's
what
really
role
got
players
work
give
in
you.
him.
Role players give you a
Yeah.
couple of games.
And here's the
Yeah.
thing though about Orlando, they're young, right? But here's a good thing about this young team: they lead with their defense. Like they're
Mhm.
not a finesse young team. You know, like how we were. We rely a lot on our offense. So when the playoff time came, your offense not going to be the same. Like you can't. Your offense is going to take a dip in the playoffs. This is how it is because it's a more physical game. But if you watch Orlando play, they are already a physical team. Like they are physical. Like
Yep.
so, this playoff atmosphere I think they're gonna fit right in. It's just the moments. That's why I said if it gets to a game 7, the Cavs might win that. That's a big moment for a young team to overcome. But as far as like the physicality of the playoff games, man, Magic fit right in. So I got
How many big moments in the playoffs has Donovan Mitchell been in?
see Donovan Mitchell.
Paul George and Russ out.
See,
That's
here's my
enough for
thing.
me.
Here's my thing with Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell has played well in the playoffs. He has. Utah really hasn't played outside of OKC team, but look who led them. Sorry, Westbrook and daggone Paul George. 2 players that don't. PG had his heyday in Indiana. That was probably PG only bad series outside of that in the bubble. I think
He's
PG
a
has
rookie,
been.
Joe.
Who? Donovan Mitchell?
Mitchell's a rookie.
No, I'm not trying to kill Donovan Mitchell. I'm talking about like the matchups they normally have in the playoffs is usually not like a team that we feel like can beat them. Now you might say the Nuggets in the bubble, but the bubble was an aspiration for everybody offensively. I feel like everybody was getting buckets in the bubble, but usually Utah got that first round matchup, the first seed, and you like, oh, they're gonna win. But when they went against the Mavericks, you know what I mean? Like we all knew the Mavericks was gonna win that series, even with an injured Luka. You know, so and they lost to the Mavericks, even though Mitchell was going through contract issues with them on that stuff. But last year told me a lot about this Cleveland team. Last year, like and bigger staff. Like New York owned them, and Magic are a similar team. Like Magic is gritty, just like New York. Now they don't have a Brunson, but Brunson didn't even play great that season. That he wasn't all world like he normally is now. It was just they out physical the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers were weak that series. So and Magic is I got Magic in 6.
I would say in that with Brunson last year, he was kind of like with this Orlando Magic, he was trying to he was making his stamp. So he was finding his footing with that New York team. So that was even more, it makes Cleveland look even worse because it's
Cleveland
like,
got to get high from 3.
Yeah, J-Mo. They are 1-3 against Magic this year. They only getting 1. They couldn't miss. But
yeah, they gotta get high from 3.
But Suggs gonna be on Spider Line. Like I know,
one of them might be gone next year.
Yeah, they got. Yeah, it's kind of like a DeJounte Murray, Trae Young situation. They can't just play together.
Very similar.
So y'all saying the Wizards got a chance? 2nd round picks. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a lot of 2nd round picks, man. You can make something happen. Had to bring us up some way somehow because y'all know where we about to go next.
Uh-oh.
Carl gonna love this segment. I wish he was here for this one, man. You know, they went from being swept to making their way back. Some people say they wanted them to lose this game so they don't have to play the Nuggets. LeBron said, I ain't got time for that. I need to win every game. I'm not trying to play again. Or if I